ahead, Nancy.
Thanks, Karine. You've seen all the public polling, people concerned about age. How does the president plan to convince the American people over the next year that 80 is not too old for someone who's running for re-election?
80's the new 40. Didn't you hear? Look, it is. Let's. I get asked this question about once a week, maybe twice a week. I don't know. I've lost track. This is a president, if you think about it. In 2019, he got the same criticism. In 2020, he got the same criticism. In 2022, he got the same criticism. And every time, he beats the naysayers. Every time he does above and beyond and makes history in doing that, that others are not able to do.
Nikki Haley, one of the Republican candidates, is calling for mental competency tests for those politicians over the age of 75. What do you think about that?
Ridiculous.
Would your husband ever take one of those?
I mean, we would never even discuss something like that.
Jill, the first lady, the first full-time lady, the first lady who works full-time, in addition to being the first lady.
Right? And I think that's really important too. You look at his record, you look at how he's been able to bring both sides together to get some really important things done. That matters. If you think about what the president and the vice president was able to do in 2020, 80 million votes. 80 million votes, more than any other ticket in history, and they did that in 2020. And so, I get the question on age, certainly we all do, but what we're going to continue to talk about is the record that this president has had. It's been a historic record.
Why do you think so many Americans still say they have concerns about someone in their 80s being president?
I can't speak to every American out there and their concerns. What I can speak to is what this president has done, right? I can speak to his experience. I can speak to the wisdom that he has. I can speak to his record. When it comes to how Americans, what they're saying about your particular question to me, that's for them to speak to. I can just stay on our message, the platform that we're trying to push forward, and that is delivering for the American people. We believe that we're doing that. You just heard the president talk about Bidenomics and how it's building a middle class, right, from the bottom up, middle out, and how because of the economic policies that we've seen some historic growth, right? The 3.5 million jobs, unemployment under 4%. All of these things matter, and making sure that inflation is being moderated, and that's what we've seen. So all of these things are important. I get the question, but what we're going to focus on is how we're going to continue to build on this president's record, and that's what I can speak to.
There have been some recent polls that show that quite a few Americans have some questions about the president's current mental fitness. As somebody who spends, I can see you shaking your head.
Yes.
So what's your response to that?
I think that's ridiculous. So, it seems so ridiculous to me. No, it's ridiculous. So that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Good evening, everyone. As I've said earlier, I'm Jill Biden's husband. We were talking inside. Jill has, and I think I told Nancy this before, Jill has put messages on my mirror while I'm shaving, so I make sure I see them. And one that was put in about a year ago was, "Stop trying to make me love you." What the hell? I'm still trying like hell. We were really talking about that. I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.